Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to upload your programs and courses onto your Noomu website. So if you're using Noomu website and you would like to upload your programs or courses, then what you can do, you can use the Noomu circle feature, which is part of our community feature, and it allows you to upload not just the courses and programs, but also videos and have some discussion groups. But this video will be mainly focused on how to upload programs and courses, and you can do that in so many different ways. So this is part of a live session that I've had with a client of ours. And in the live session, they will be asking me questions, and I will demonstrate the questions or I will answer the questions rather through demonstration. And this live session has got some chats in betweens and stuff like that. So if you want to skip ahead, you can always do that. But as I said, this will be focused on how to upload programs and courses onto your Noomu website. And if you haven't used Noomu before and you're curious, you can always try us for 14 days. We have a free 14-day trial, and you can find the link in the description section. So let's dive in. But I'm gonna go straight to the community. As you can see here, we have like a bunch of options up here. So the community is where you can actually create circles, because you wonder, you want to create courses and you want to upload courses. So what you can do, you can start up here. So here you have like the dashboard. It gives you like a little bit of information about how many people enroll in the circle and all that stuff. And then you have the circle. Currently, you don't have any, but we're going to create one just for demonstration purposes. And then here is where all of your members will show, and then moderation, how to, because sometimes it gives you the ability to, if somebody joins the community, it gives you the ability to have them kind of like apply where you accept them or not, or don't, right? Or you can even like kick them out if they're not being responsible. So you have a lot of autonomy in creating a lot of different things. And then this is where you actually customize the entire community. But I will get to this part later. So. For now, let's just start with creating a circle, and all you would do, just go here, community circle, and then create a circle. Here you get a few templates that you can choose from. The ones that we've created recently are sort of the ones that apply to the course idea. So if we want to create courses, let's just go. Is there any particular color that you like? Now, all of them have content on them just for demonstration purposes, so that people, when they click on it, they kind of like get the idea of how to structure their own course or their own content. But is there any color that you want to go with for now? This one, that one, because these are the three that I would recommend at the moment.
They're very similar. Let's do, I guess, the green one. We like green.
Okay, great, awesome. And it's a good one. It's called the healing circle. So is there any name that you want to name it? For now, let's just name it test or demo. You can definitely change it later, and I'll show you how to change it. So once you do that, you create it. So now you have this circle. So this is how it actually appears. So this is how it's going to look like, right? So you have we've created the onboarding session where it welcomes people, and then it tells them like different steps about whatever program that you're trying to teach them. And then it has got a section where you can do like the program overview, and it's similar to the onboarding. It also tells them a little bit more. You can embed videos. And then the courses would be basically put in this format. So we have created this like phase 1, phase 2. So you have like phase 1, it's got like an introduction. Right now you need to be signed in because it's locked, right? So I will show you. And then you have week 2, week 3, or 2, 3, 4, 5, so forth. And then you can keep on adding and building. Instead of week here, you can change it to maybe class 1 or whatever. Right? So,
modules. I use modules.
Yeah, modules, exactly. Perfect. So module 1, module 2, 3.
Okay.
Right. So this is basically, so this can be like, this one here can be a course, and then this can be another course, right? Now I've seen people that use Noomu do it a little bit differently, where they want to create one circle for each course that they have. So instead of the modules will be here, they just place the modules here. So this will be, let's say, module 1, this module 2, module 3. So that's the option that you have. So for people that are on sort of like a budget and they want to save money and they have one circle and they want to utilize it the most before they can actually add on another circle, what they can do is have, something structured similar to what I have structured right now, where this would be the course itself, right? And then I've seen people where they have, let's say, this is all a community, but it's all for one particular course, right? So that course, they have, let's say, onboarding, and then module 1, 2, 3, and then module 3 might have like 3 different sections. So you literally have different options to do here. And then you can also add, let's say. Let's just go back to this, because this doesn't require me, the backend doesn't require me to be logged in order to demonstrate. So, and then here you can have like one-on-one session, right? Where you can actually add your booking form. And it's so simple that you can just click here and then add, like the booking form. And then you can obviously, change the layout. You change, play around with the settings, summary, operators, who's going to get, is it for service or whatever, and they can connect it to an email list. So we can get into this in greater details later. I am also making more videos about this, but for now, let's just go back here. So this is the community. It has got also like a place where they can have a discussion, right? So, and there are 2 forms of discussion groups that we have. We have this one, which is similar to Reddit and Quora, that is sort of, it's like a forum where people can post stuff and have a discussion. And then this one is a little bit different. This is more like Discord or WhatsApp. So this is, you can have like several different topics. And here you have the ability to kind of like decide who gets to post here, admin or moderator or all members, right? So you do have that flexibility. But because you asked mainly, and you can also have a course, a store where you can sell different products added to it, right? But because you're focused more about courses, so let's just address that first. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you want to create a community that is open for everybody. And then you want this one to be a course. Phase 1 is a course 1, and then phase 2 is course number 2. Okay. And then here you just tell them a little bit about yourself in the onboarding section. Let me just get to it. So here you just want to tell people about themselves, but you also want it to be open. Like you want this community to be open. Anybody can visit it and view it, except for these 2. They have to pay. So basically the way you would do it. So the setting up here is for the entire circle, for the entire community. So this is where you get to determine the access level. So here you can see, so your current plan only supports open access level. You need to upgrade. So because maybe you are on a free plan, but that's not a problem, right? So as you can see here, there's open, logged in members, and then you can see like access level. Actually, to demonstrate, maybe I will switch over to one of my demo websites that have this access. That way I can demonstrate far better.
We're in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, okay, nice. Nice.
I would say at this point, probably over half of our products are Canadian or other.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. You guys build better products than we do.
Sometimes you guys still have the biggest companies in the world, the Mag 7, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to catch up, or we're a little bit slow here. So we're also 1/10 the population, I guess. That also.
Well, yeah,
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Good thinking, actually.
Yeah, but I must admit, like some of the smartest people that I've met are without a doubt in the United States. So, and I've lived in Europe too. So
Oh, okay.
I lived in Sweden for about 11 years when I was younger, when my dad studied there. So, and there are smart people there too. But I think they use their smartness in Europe to kind of like regulate things rather than create things. but in the United
Noticed.
in the United States, they do quite the opposite. They regulate less and they create more. And sometimes, you know, you need a fine balance between the two. And that's where Canada comes into play, I say.
I like that description. That's very useful.
Yeah. All right. So let's just demonstrate the access levels. So let's say this is the community that we've created. It looks amazing. As you can see here, phase one, let's just call it phase one, but it's actually course one, and it's got a lock on it. It's because I made it paid for. But now let's just focus on the entire circle. So the entire circle right now, I have made it payment required, which means you can't really access the circle unless you pay, right? So if you go here, it says paid content. So you can't access any of this unless you actually pay, right? So you have that option where you can create the course. And the way you would do it is simple, is by going here. Once you obviously add the circle to your community, to your community, and then you come here to the access level and you do payment required. So there are a few options you have. You have open, which means it's open for everybody. They don't have to be logged in. So anybody that visits your community across the web, they don't have to be logged in. They can access the community level. The content within it, right? And then the second thing is logged in members. This is basically if you want only people that are logged in that can access this. So anyone that has an account within your system. So and they don't have to be a customer or whatever, right? So logged in member. Or you can create it to be for a members group, and that would be basically a one specific member group and nothing else, right? So and I can show you later how to create different member groups. And then you also have the payment required option, which is what I showed you. And the payment is very easy to set up. So you have like the payment, you do edit wall, and then healing. This is the healing circle. You decide how much you want to charge people. You can make it a recurring payment. It renews how often, maybe like once every week or once every month, right? So you have that option, and then you can connect them to an email list. So once they purchase, right? So the community will, or then directly you can, maybe you have an email list that is specific for the course that you wanna that you teach, right? You have one particular program, then you can name it like program one, let's say, right? And then you also have the option to tag them, right? So sometimes you don't want to create more email lists, but you just want to tag them. So you do, let's say, program one. So that way, like these are the people that have bought this program. And then based on that, what you can do, you can go back. You can actually, here in messaging, you can create automations, right? So let's say create an automation. Let's start blank and then program one automation just for demonstration purposes. And then you can choose a trigger here, right? Add a trigger. So what do you want the trigger to be? So the tag. So when this tag gets added, right, then we'll take the next action. And what's the next action? Send them an email, maybe welcome email, like, hey, welcome to, you fill this out, and then it will give you, and then like that, and then you can choose maybe track sales or not, but then you can choose, from these templates that you can later on edit and save. So that way you have created, as soon as they buy the course, they get the welcome email, right? And then they get the email series that you can just keep on building on. And there's so many different ways like that you can build on it. So now let's just go back to the community, and then obviously you need to save the changes, and then you need to make it live just for, but right now it's because it's demo account, it's not going to allow us. So let's just go back to the community, to the circle. Simple. So this is the one that we've created. So that's if we wanted to basically charge them right up front. But sometimes you want to, let's say, a good way of doing this, where you have the program, you want to structure your courses down here. And then this will be like a welcoming section. You just want to welcome people. That way you don't want to lock it. You want to actually make it open for people, right? So that they can view it, and then, they get a sneak peek into your program, and then they get to know you a little bit better, right? So so you choose it open, and then enrollment requirement, you have that option as well if you want to do that. And then here you can change the category, but don't worry about that for now, because the template, the way it is set up, is it's already perfect for somebody that wants to add a course to it. So you don't actually need to change that much. But what you can do is you can also add, like, connect to an email list, right? So, but for now, and then here is like the circle styling, the design. So if you want to change the color here on the side, you just go here, right? So, but we like the color, so we're just going to leave it the way it is. You have the option when people view the circle, if it should be compact, just like this, or wide, right? But they still have the option to expand it and then to collapse it as they wish. And then, or you can remove the expand and collapse button. So you do have a lot of different abilities. And profile button, you see this one here, you can add it where they can actually, once they're in the community, they can log in, right? So, you know, let's say, like, just to show you here. So it shows up here. So they can actually click here and then they can log in and then they can see their profile. So it gives you the ability to do a lot of these things, right? So that's in the styling section. You can play around with it. You know, I'm sure Gary will do a great job at designing this section. I'm confident because it's very easy to use, and there will be videos coming out. We have a few videos, but there will be more videos coming out soon. So, and then you have, let's say here, you want to call it, you change the name easy, you know, to, let's say here, instead of onboarding, you just go here and then welcome, right? And then you just type, I don't want to change it because this is one of the demos that I like to use it. And then if you want it to be like a specific URL, you can change this as well, right? You can also add a page description, which will show up down here, right? If you want to, you can also, if you're working on the page, because this is now a page by itself, right? So if you're working on it and you don't want it to show up to the people that are already on the website and that are members, you can hide it. And then that way you can see, like, it's not clickable. So for anybody that is not logged in, it's not going to show. So it goes directly to the next step, right? So that's if you want, you know, when you work on something, you just want to hide it. And then the access level here, this is the important part. So remember, this is the access level for the entire circle, and it's called open access. So this means anybody can come in and access it however they wish. We don't want to lock it. But for this page, now you can also designate an order for these pages of how you want the access to be. So for this one here, you go back to access level. So you have a few options here. Inherent from parent, which means inherent from here, the circle, which means if it's open, then this will automatically be open. That's if you choose it to automatically inherit from parent. You also have the opportunity, let's say the parent is locked, but you want to keep this open. You have the opportunity to set this open as well, right? So, or you have the opportunity to make it for logged in members. You have the opportunity to make it for a specific members group, and then you can select the basic, you know, the group here, you know, if you want it to be available for a specific group, or you can have it, you know, payment required, just like we did here. It's the same step here. The only difference is that right now we're only designing, you see, like when it's when we add the payment, it adds the lock automatically to it. So that's if you want to basically lock it. So for now, let's say members group, right? But you haven't created a member, so you go here. You're like, oh, I haven't created a member for what I'm trying to create. And the way you would do it is basically you come back to content, add a group. So program 1 members, right? So you do it here in the contact, and then you come here back to the community, to the circle. You go up here and then you go, I want this one only to be available for a specific member group, which is program 1, right? So that way now this section is only available for whoever enrolls in program 1 membership. And the way you can enroll people there, it's easy. You can create like a simple contact form where they can fill out, or maybe like a checkout. At the checkout, you add them to this basic the group that you created, right? So there's so many ways where you can enroll them into that membership, either by them purchasing, and then you add them, or by them filling out a newsletter, and then in that contact form you automatically just tag them, right? So it's very simple. And then you have, this is similar, like we already addressed, like this one now it's paid for. The reason why it's like this, it's because we selected payment required, right? So that's basically the access level, how to access the content, and you have full autonomy on how to structure it however you want. Now let's just cover the design. Yeah, go on. Sorry. Yeah,
Real quick question.
absolutely.
Just to clarify, if I have one circle, I could have the onboarding page as the welcome, and then they would get access to the specific course, like phase one, if that's, we'll just call the phase one a course, phase two a course, one-on-one a course. Okay, then I would be giving them access to that course, and that's what they would see then to select. So I could put several courses into this, and by tags, just assign people to the correct course that they purchased. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So
Or,
basically, yeah,
or
yeah,
I could create a circle for each course so
absolutely.
that they get only that course, but then they would also have the community structure within it, with
Exactly.
any other things that might go along with that particular
Exactly.
course
Exactly.
as a
Because
separate entity.
yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
basically, if you create a um, a community for each course, you create its own little circle. Then each you can designate automatically that each discussion group that you have here and here only be for that specific group. So if,
Okay, that's
but if you decide to go with the other option, which is maybe like more practical if you don't have many courses, where you want to list the courses down here, then the discussions will be for anybody to access, basically, right? So
not it.
do it for a specific. So if you want to have a chat group for each person, sorry, for each member group, then the best way to structure it would be by having each community to be its own course. But if you want
That's
like a
what I
general
was
discussion,
thinking.
yeah. But if you want to have a general discussion, then this is
It's general.
this would be one of the options, right? So but as I said, you have the option of customizing it however you want, basically, right? So
Okay.
let me just, let's see if we have actually addressed this. So I showed you how to add like payments. So if you look at this one now, you have, now we need to pay in order to access, right? So if you go here, I can easily access this one here because it's open, but I can't access the course because I have to pay for the content in order to access it. So that's number one. So when it comes to the design itself, let's say you like this layout and you want to, structure the course in a similar fashion, right? Or you might maybe like this structure, this layout, and you want to, put the course in a similar fashion. The way you can do it is easy. You can actually just go here and then duplicate the page, right? So it will duplicate the page for you. As you can see here, week one has been duplicated. And then you can go here and then you can move to a group. Let's say you want to create a new course, right? So let's go here and go page. Let's do course 3. We should call it phase 3 for consistency, but for now, let's just call it course 3. Access level, we'll determine it later. So let's do that. And then we want to move. Now this one shows up down here, as you can see. Let's just make it available right away. Okay, so it shows up down here. So what I want to do for now, I want to move this one over down here. So how do I do it? Just go here, move to group, and then I'll choose the one down here. And then that would be basically my structure for the first course. As you can see here, you see like course 1, and then it shows up here. And then you can add a page, you name it, and then you can build on it. Or what you can do, you can just duplicate, right? And then you have the same structure. Now all you got to do is just change the content.
Just change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and then you go here if you want
That's
to
with
change
my
it, let's say
masters.
module 2, right? And then you also do the same thing inherent from parent or open, or, you know, you choose the access however you want, right? So let's do
So I could create multiple modules and then put multiple pages underneath modules as I needed to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this actually, yeah, in that sense, you can't. So the way it would be, you won't be able to create different pages within a module, right? Because otherwise, you would have had to place it here, module 1, and then you have,
Okay.
you know,
Oh,
different
I
pages,
see. I
right?
see.
So module 1, and then different pages, or you can have the way that we're building it now, which is. Yeah, so let me just see here, there. So you have so yeah, maybe like lesson 1, actually, that would be maybe a better way of describing this section. So lesson 1, and then lesson 2. So, and then you keep on building, right? So you don't have to actually create it from scratch. Even like, let's say you maybe have, you want to copy now this one over to there, right? So what you can do is simple. You just go here, duplicate, right? And then once you have duplicated it, you can go here, move to group. You can add it to this part. And then that way you go back here. Now you have this one here, and you're like, okay, I want it to be up here. So onboarding. So each course will have its own onboarding section.
Mhm.
Right? So, and then onboarding, you tell them what the course is all about, lesson 1, lesson 2, and then so that would be, it's easy, you know, just to copy and paste things over. And now do you have any questions?
No, that works for one of the types that I make are, maybe I would call them a challenge, but they are just very short, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages.
Mhm.
So it's a title of a thing with that. But the other kind that I've got are a major title with 8 modules, and each module could have 2 to 5 pages underneath it. These things are very extensive. Now I'm going to break part of them apart, but
Right.
they're very extensive for our healthy lifestyle appraisals and capabilities. So I got two things to
Mm.
kind of work with here.
Right. So this structure that I'm showing you right now is more applicable for someone that have like simple courses,
Right.
especially like
That's what I'm seeing.
yeah, especially like onboarding courses, like if you want to onboard where you don't have modules and complicated stuff. But if you're planning on doing it for like complicated courses with different modules, so what you would do, you would have to basically do it on this part here. So this will be module 1, right? And you would have
Okay.
to choose each circle, make it to its own little course. Because that would be the best approach for that. Like if you have a lot of content and it's broken down into many different things, then it's the most applicable or the most preferable option would be to actually make it organized. And that way is even better, because now you have each course is within its own circle, and it has got a different modules, and it also has got different chats that are designated to one particular group.
Okay. So the
So
modules within
yeah, so
the
this
course would be the entire,
yeah, so the
it would
course
be
would be the
one
entire
big
thing.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then here you would be, let's say, the welcome section, and then
Got it.
here, like program overview, and then here it would be module 1, module 2, and then you
Okay.
just duplicate the process the same way I duplicated it, right? Unfortunately, you cannot duplicate the group. You can only duplicate pages, and then you can create the group here itself, right? And then once you do that, you can add the pages easily, and then you change the content accordingly. Let's say now, if you want to like design purpose, if you want to make it consistent with the other ones, you just go here. Each one has got its own like little design section. So let me just see. Layout. So number, you have the option of doing it number. As you can see, it pops up a number, or you can do icon, whether small icon, and then you get to choose like between different icons here, you know.
I got into those.
Yeah. So you do, like this one is pretty much like design. Like you can make it similar to the other ones by just duplicating the process here. Like this is for the image, video, image, and you get to choose or add a badge if you want to, right? So a badge would be something similar to this locked icon, basically. So that's one way of doing it. And then that way you build the course. So this, and then once you're done, you want to move this closer. And then this becomes, let's say, just for demonstration purposes, module 1. I said that I wasn't going to change it, but now I'm tempted to do it. So it's just,
Now you're in trouble.
yeah. I hope I spelt it right, but there you go. So now you have like 3 different modules, right? Module 1, 2, and 3, and then it looks good. And then you can make this one paid for, right? So they pay. So one way we can get into this, the details of this later, maybe even like next session once you have your content set up, so that we don't confuse you. Because there is a way to link, if you want to make this paid, there's a way of linking this one, this, and this. And the way to do it is by you make this paid for, and then this one would require them to basically, okay, just quickly. This one is here, payment required. Here, instead of payment required, you can do the members group. So when you do the payment, you add them to a member group. And then here they will be added, or this will be visible based on their member group, right? So let's say do you remember we created this program 1? So once they buy, if you tag them and add them to member 1, then automatically this section, based on what we did right now, and this section based on what I'm going to do right now, which is members group, and then here, now this will be available, right? So 1, 2, 3. So they purchase this one, and then automatically they get access to these 3. So that's one way of organizing it. And one of like from a marketing perspective, because I know like you guys also might benefit from it. Sometimes it's very good to have the course and the community to be easily accessible, where you leave this one open. It's not locked. And then you put as much information here so that the people get a sneak peek into the program, and then they get tempted to actually maybe later on purchase the course, right? Because it's they already, they see the program overview, they see the stuff that they want, and then they sign up. So that's one way of doing it, right? So I've seen a lot of people that are using the community do it this way, and they like it because it gives them that ability. Because sometimes they just send people directly just by copying the URL of the community. Just they go here, copy link, and then they send people directly to it through their email, right? And then that way, they can access, let's say, this one, because remember, like this one, it requires us to set up to sign in, simply because it has got a different access level, just because the demonstration purposes. But this one is open, right? So if you leave it open, then obviously they're gonna see this part when they come in, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, let's see what's going on next, and then, oh, I have to get it, and then they would need to get the course. If you want to keep this section, you can keep it. If you want to remove it, you can remove it. And the way you customize and remove that section is basically by going here. Let's see here. So customize. So this here, you can like you have full autonomy over this section. So you can literally hide this section. You can remove it. I don't want to remove it for now, but you can, delete the header if you want to. And then that way, if you decide that you only want to create the website as a community and nothing else, so you don't want the navigation bar up here, then you can literally just, I don't want to delete it, but you can delete it from here.
Right. Yeah.
And then you can delete it here. You can hide it easily. So the same way you can hide it here, you can actually hide it up here as well. So that way it will give you the ability to basically, there you go. So it becomes like the community becomes something like this, right? So that way, they don't get distracted. Once you send them to this page, they're stuck here. They can't go anywhere else. Sometimes it's a good way of keeping people focused rather than having them go window shop somewhere else, right? So
Well, our client base is generally 60 plus,
okay,
and
they probably
simple is good.
absolutely, yeah, they require simplicity because sometimes once they exit, they might have a hard time coming back to it, right? So
Yeah,
by by removing it, you just keep them here, and then they know they're locked. They can even like bookmark this page, and then it's for them. Okay, so another lesson that I can give you right now that you will benefit from, and it would be how to decide to drip feed the content. You totally have the ability to, like, the autonomy of doing that, right? So you can do it. So here you decide the access level, and then you can come here, content availability. So each one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even these, they have their own little section called content availability. So this means that how quick should they receive the content on the page, right? So this is just for the access. So now we've determined the access, and it's inherent from the page, which is, let's just for simplicity here, leave it open and then go back here and change it back to open so that we can demonstrate this perfectly. So, and this one is obviously they need to purchase. So let's say now you go here. So the content availability, you have the ability to make the content available right away, or drip it basically specific time after joining, right? So you can do maybe content available 2 days after they join, right? So sometimes it's helpful if you want to do that, and sometimes you just want to keep it simple. And then you also have the ability to track content completion, if you want them to do that, which means that they can't move on to the next page unless they have completed it, right? So you can do after completion of another course or page, right? So this one would be here. It lets you choose after completion of another. So sorry, it would be down here. So you want, let's say this page, like the first one here, to be available after they've actually completed and reviewed this one. And how do you do that? After they've reviewed the program overview, it's simple. They go here, available, completion of another page or course, and then you choose program overview.
Oh,
Right? So that way, it means that they can't actually view this unless they have checked this part, right? And let me just go back again because
and the completion button can be down at the bottom of the page or wherever.
it will show up here. So
Okay, I'll put that there.
yeah, it's just right now I'm in the demo. So
No, that's okay. I just
yeah,
I've seen it done in different ways, so that's why I was asking where.
yeah.
If it,
So it will show up here, and then even like they won't be able to move on right now. Obviously, it's not going to give me access to it because I'm not logged in, right?
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's minor.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, maybe like if you just give me a minute, I'll find the one that I've been working on. Okay, so just to be less distracting, I removed myself from the screen. So this is another community that I've been working on. I set it up for one of the people that I'm working on, but it's also a template, right? So what I want to show you right now, this theme is called the Unbreakables. So it's for like fitness and bodybuilding. What I'm gonna demonstrate now is basically this part. Here, you see, like completed.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Let me just. Copy link directly as if we're logged in. So you can see here, they're not able to. Now, this is what I want to show you. So now, week 4, completion required. So they won't be able to do it unless if they complete something. So this setup is there's something wrong with it right now because I made a mistake, and I'll show you how to fix it. So right now, let's just go back here. Let's say page setting. Okay, so after completion, so this is the mistake that I made, phase 1 after week 4, and it's already week 4. So what we need to do, we make week.
Switch it.
So once they completed week 3, then this page should be available. So let's just go back here. Now there you go. It's available, right?
Got it.
And
Okay.
once they're done, so now let me just for the better demonstration of this, let's just here after completion for this, the last one, which is how to evaluate progress once the course is completely done. Then we need it to be available after they actually finished phase 1 or module 1, week 4, right? So now if we go to the account that I'm demonstrating on, so now here's week 4, and then this is the content. You have multiple videos available, and then marked as complete once they're completed, right? And then now they can okay, Marcus, did I choose the right one? Yeah, I think I set it up wrongly here. So oh yeah, I chose how to evaluate, so it should be week 4. There you go. So by doing that, now the access to it is because they finished week 4, now it's available.
So this whole way of looking at the circles and then developing a course within it, these also somehow or another have a template or templates that come with the circle, or they can be chosen from someplace else.
Yes. So you mean how to choose the circle?
Well, yeah, I guess maybe that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where do you get the format of the pages with, the videos at the top, and then
So
what I'm
yeah.
looking at is the template itself. Is that the circle, or
Yes,
is it
yes.
something?
So basically,
Okay.
you can literally start a circle and build everything from scratch.
Okay.
But
Okay.
for simplicity, we've added the templates to just save people time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When it comes to structuring things, right? So what's the point if you like you have full autonomy, you can change it however you want. As I said, like if you want to add a circle, you come here to the community, you go to add circle.
Circles and figure it out.
Yeah, and then you have like different templates, right? So you have this one here for if you want to just put videos, and this may be like practical if you're like skateboarder or whatever, and you have multiple videos and you want to create like a subscription based model, you can do that by choosing this template. For something else, you can choose this one, you can choose that. So these are all different ones. This is the one for the
7 day.
so if you want like a challenge similar to the 7-day challenge that we created, then this is the circle would be for it. We have another challenge here. This one, if you want to have a circle that is mainly built around conversations, discussions, because sometimes you want to create a community that doesn't have courses, but you just want to have discussions, right? But literally you can choose this one and then you can add courses to it. So it's not like you can't. You have full autonomy. But it's just if you want to create courses, we will release more templates. But these are the ones that you can choose for now. So there is the Power Building Pro template. Even it's fitness, you can still change it. You can change the
Yeah,
cost, you can change the content.
yeah.
The healing circle is also similar. You can change it. And then the Titan mode is also another one. So these are the circles, like fitness coaching program templates. What we should call them, maybe like in the future, we change this to coaching and courses templates. That way, people, it would be more descriptive and for people to understand what these templates are about. So definitely, that's a change that I'm gonna do soon, or I'm gonna suggest that we do it. But and then when you come here, you just choose whatever template. So we chose this one earlier, right? So but you can choose this one if you want to, and then just call it or course 2, right? And then you instead of having it open, you can change the whole thing by making it access level, payment required, and then you define the payment,
Mhm.
and
And
then
then these also, each one of these circle templates also has the capability of connecting to the offer with
yes,
pricing. What
yes.
about lead magnets? Yeah, all the other sales stuff, or does that have to be brought in from another template somewhere?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Everything, like as I said, like the circle, the community, and the website itself, as well as the other parts, the funnels, they're all interconnected or could be interconnected, right? So
Okay, okay.
the way you would do it is basically then it just comes back to the back end, right? So if we go back to maybe the one that we demonstrated on.
Yeah, don't need a thorough explanation. Maybe just
Okay.
show me,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
show me where it
absolutely.
is.
So basically, what you would do is you create a member, right? And then, as I showed you earlier, let's just see, contact, add a member group, and then you name it whatever you want, like new lead, right?
Mhm.
Or if you want to skip that, you do tag. When somebody signs up on a form, you do tag new lead or whatever, right? And then you come back to automation. In the automation, that's where you actually, it's one way of connecting everything because in the automation, as I showed you earlier, now I'm just going to use a different template. You can just trigger it based on if somebody gets added to a list or if somebody gets tagged with a certain tag. And then here you can customize the emails so that they can see whatever they want. So if you want them to see a community that you want to send them to, let's say if it has got an open access and it's good to warm up the lead and stuff like that, what you would do, you just go here to the community and then copy the circle URL and then embed it into the automation, right? So you just go back to the automation in this email. Let's see. Okay, there's no email here, but you can add an email as I showed you earlier. And then when you add the email, you can add the link inside the email. That way, they will be sent to this community, right? So
Got it.
that's
Okay.
one way. And if you, let's say, for instance, let's say you wanna maybe like from here, the contact form, you want to connect them somewhere else, right? So you have the option of go here. Once they sign up, you can, add them to a specific email list, or you can tag them by adding a tag down here. That way, they'll be tagged, and then in the automation, you can tell them where to actually find the circle and all that stuff. So everything can be connected. Or it could be a checkout. So this is forgive me because this is your one of your websites, but I'm gonna add a block. I'm gonna add a checkout.
Oh, we've been playing,
Yeah.
except for Gary's website. We don't play.
Yeah, no, that one, as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, I can't mess with that one. I don't want to get in trouble. So here you can see once enable customer registration. So this is the checkout basically. And you can, by clicking here, you can add a product to the checkout, right? So now this one has got a few different products that are here, right? You can just link them to the product, and then it's pretty much done, right? So you do have all of these options, but if you want to, let's say, we can have it for next session too. I think I've given you guys enough
Yeah, yeah.
information, because now, like, what I would say is work on putting the create a circle, and then put the content that you want to put there. And then next session, we can sit and then discuss the different access groups based on your desire, however you want people to access it, and how it should be drip fed and all that stuff. And also maybe work on the email series as well, like how we can connect the email series and then connect it to the landing page, so that we can do a complete roundup of how the circle works.
Thank you for watching the video. Remember, you have a 14-day free trial for you to try if you want to try Noomu for the first time. And Noomu is very easy to use. And if you want to build courses, if you want to sell programs, or you want to sell digital products, or even physical products or memberships, anything can be accomplished with Noomu. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.